Hey everyone, welcome back to CryptoCache. Thank you so much for joining me here. Hope you're having an amazing day. We're going to take another look here at ICP, see what's going on. We've broken free from this descending trend line, looking pretty strong, broke through our local high here as well, which is fantastic. And just some important things to kind of, take a look at here, honestly, because when you break range-bound activity, it's a decent chance you're going to see a continuation. Granted, Bitcoin did the same thing as well, but it's still important to recognize how strong this coin is looking compared to other altcoins. Okay, so we'll look at that as well. So if you're new to the channel, just want to say thanks again so much for watching. I hope you could learn something today. If you do want to become a better trader, CryptoCache.tech is a site, link down below. And I usually like to start with liquidation levels, but I'm going to start with a quick congrats to our community here. Awesome profits here from an EVAX short, Solana shorts, and Bitcoin short here in the last few days. Again, that was profit taken last 24 to 48 hours. Pretty cool stuff. Thanks again so much for the awesome feedback. Oh, if you're new to the channel, or more importantly, my Discord, please read through my signals guide so you know how to structure your trades effectively using my trade signals. And then also make sure you reference trade alerts. This is a newer channel. I kind of give you heads up on coins I'm looking to take trades with. It's all available there for you for our premium and also Pioneer members too. Okay, so take a look here. We can see lower liquidation levels for ICP, heavier to the downside at $6.50. As I discussed yesterday, it's a distinct probability we won't see that level unless Bitcoin dumps to the 55K range. Now again, there's a lot of different things that could take place. I'm looking to take a short with Bitcoin here in the relative near future, maybe some longs leading into that. There's a handful of little things here, but I'm really trying to identify coins that are moving, not necessarily independent of Bitcoin, but they're outperforming Bitcoin and not pulling back quite as hard as Bitcoin does when it does, okay? So again, that's what we're looking at here. I feel like ICP is one of those, and I'll explain more so what I mean by that here soon. Keep in mind, big picture, tons of liquidation between $5, round number, upwards of just say 7, okay? We start entering the $7 range, you better be careful. There's a decent chance we'll see the price continue lower. There's a lot of liquidation down there, which is basically just a lot of greed for the whales. Now, if we zoom out, and we look here, let's go ahead and look at the daily and just quickly reference a couple things. Because when you look at these levels, again, liquidation is down here at $7 down to 5, right? So this is a heavy area of liquidation. Now, a lot of that hinges on the simple fact that there's a lot of support here at $7. I'm rounding up again. That's like $6.80, but $7 is a round number. So we break below 7, we're gonna have some trouble. So just be mindful of that. We come back down to that range, I'd be a little concerned. That may not be the dip to buy. Between now and then, we're going to respect and see if we're honoring our ascending trend lines or descending trend lines and just kind of see where we're at. Overall, we're above 50 on the RSI. This is still premature. The candlestick hasn't closed yet, but that's a very good sign. Generally speaking, we bounced off that 50 range for the RSI, which is extremely important. Not a lot of coins can say that. That does imply we're still mostly bullish in the overall sense. And again, to clarify, when I say mostly bullish, it's not we're not totally there yet. But we're mostly there because we're holding and maintaining above the 20-day SMA. That to me is a good trend setter on the daily. I want to be over the 50, of course, to have more confidence, but the 20-day SMA is a really good starting point. We can also see our local point of control here in the most recent range. Just kind of looking at that, 730. Okay, that's also a new support for us. So heaven forbid the price pulls back, that would be a potential pivot point there at that range. Now you got to keep in mind, points of control are not like definitive lines where it's like, oh, it's a support level, we're going to bounce. It's more so like a general area that most people have the majority of willingness to want to buy at that point. So we can presume the price comes to that range. People are more apt to buying it because it seems like a good value. All right. Again, that kind of runs concurrent in a lot of ways with the RSI. It's a relative strength. A lot of times that's basically just the perception that people have of the coin at certain levels. Right now it's fairly neutral, implying that people are more willing to buy. The fair value gap we can see here below the price action is a potential reality. See the price wick down there. Keep in mind Bitcoin breaks down below 60K, which seems probable at this point. It keeps moving down towards it. We'll probably see a run towards this fair value gap here for ICP. However, that wouldn't be the worst thing ever because that would still be establishing higher lows. Okay, so to clarify, it would look something like this. Sorry, that's the low and there's a low, right? So hypothetically, the price continues to honor this ascending little trend here. We should be in good shape. Again, the trend line hasn't established itself yet, but if we do see a pullback, just say to one of these ranges, we'll see it establishing higher lows, and that's a good sign, right? So again, I'm not just trying to give you, I'm not trying to convince you that it's good to take along with this coin. I'm just telling you there's more signs that I'm seeing so far that are pointing up than down. And that's it. That's generally what you want to look for. Again, don't convince yourself to take a trade, convince yourself not to. And so far, we haven't had a chance to really see anything that's truly poor, minus Bitcoin potentially pulling back, breaking back below 60K. We can see here we're over 50 on the RSI as well in the 4 hour, also a good confirming factor. MACD is converging, same with Bitcoin, by the way. We can also see as well, we're over the 20-day SMA. We're over the 20 on both moving averages for both timeframes that are important. However, we're under 50 on the RSI for both timeframes that are also equally as important. So once more, we haven't broken truly free. But again, in most cases, when you see the price move up like this, there's a lot of times a type of pattern that forms, and it usually breaks to the upside. Okay, so it's like a bullish type of pendant pattern. Again, it's not an exact thing, because you zoom in a little further, you'll see it's not pretty. It's kind of jagged, but there is potential for us to be able to see this guy break to the upside here. Okay, again, usually when you see these continuation patterns, they start working into certain kind of areas like this here. So again, pending Bitcoin doesn't do anything nonsensical and just make a run towards the low 59K range, we'll probably see ICP continue higher up. Ichimoku cloud confirming here, we're over the cloud too. This is also an unusual characteristic for most coins right now. Very few coins are actually truly above the cloud. Keep in mind, you can still remain above the cloud and fill this fair value gap. So again, an entry closer to $8, or sorry, $7.90 rather, is maybe a better consideration than getting in right now. Okay, but once more, there's a lot of different things that could happen. However, my speculation is this local high here is going to be a new low, so 795 is probably the lowest point which will go for ICP. At least, again, pending Bitcoin doesn't do anything obnoxious. It's holding this level here so far. Again, it's retesting its horizontal trend line, or more importantly, it's range bound upper range, and that's a good thing to recognize. Until it breaks below there, we can confirm that that's going to probably hold. I think ICP looks more likely to continue higher compared to all the altcoins I've looked at here so far today, maintaining its 0.618 fib level in the macro. Recently, that's a very, very solid sign. So I'm mostly bullish on ICP at this point. Again, am I blindly bullish? No, we got a lot of resistance above us with the 50-day SMA on the 4 hour and the daily. Okay, so truly, until we close above what 815, 820, we're not going to be truly out of the woods yet. But I can tell you that this is a pretty solid start. I like what I see here. Anyways, I guess that's the common denominator. I appreciate y'all watching. Thanks again so much for just taking the time to watch and obviously learn. Appreciate the comments, and more importantly, the like button. Hit the like button on every video that you watch. It really helps grow the channel. Gets us in front of more people, and less people destroyed by those other idiots that don't know what they're doing. Not like I know everything, but I've been doing this for 20 years as my full-time job for a very long time. And I can tell you it's a lot of fun. We have a great time over on our community, so make sure you jump on over there as well. Quick congrats again to these trades here, and thanks again for just being amazing parts of my life. We got some really awesome traders over there. All right, folks, have a good rest of your day. We'll see you next one. Take care.